Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special FIFA 13 video. And today I kind of decided, I wanted to bring you guys some news which had just been released by EA, and it's revolving around their FIFA 13 career mode. Now FIFA 12 career mode and career modes in previous FIFAs have always been, I think the word is stale, to be honest with you. There's nothing been exciting about it. It's all been, oh, look at this layout change and a few changes here and there, but nothing drastic, nothing big. But FIFA 13, it kind of looks like they've made some big leaps and bounds, and I'm here to tell you guys what these leaps and bounds are, and you guys are more than welcome to leave your thoughts on FIFA 13 career mode down in the description, or sorry, the description, my apologies, the comment section, and I really want to know what your guys' thoughts on these new modes are, I suppose. So let's get straight into it. So first we have the international management. Now, this thing is pretty much where you can manage a country and a club, and that is awesome. The fact that they finally managed to bring in internationals, yes, it has been quite overdue, but at least they brought it in. And so yeah, now we're able to, manage national teams. And the way this works is pretty much, depending on what nationality you are as a manager and what league you're managing in, can really, be sort of geared towards what sort of team you might be managing in the future as far as internationals go. So say you're playing in the Premier League and you're English, chances are you're going to have a very, very high chance, well, assuming you're doing well in the Premier League, that is, obviously, you're going to have a much higher chance than someone who's Spanish and is managing over in the Spanish League, for example. And so that's all really, really exciting. You obviously, when you become this international manager, you have to make your squad selections, and when you're running these, when you're running your international team as well, it also runs parallel with the club. So if you have an international tournament, you also have to keep that parallel to all your club things that are going on. And what's great about this is now with the international management, it also has a little hub within the career mode that you can keep your club and country separate, so that way you don't get mixed up between the two. And what's really cool about this is the fact that rumors can actually start up about who's going to become the manager of a certain country way months in advance. So it's kind of like real life. You hop on Twitter, you see all these sort of rumors going around, and you just not most of it is complete bullshit, but at the same time it's all part of the scene, it's all part of the rumors. So they've really added that sort of aspect into it, and I think that's really fun, and looks like it's going to be a cool part of FIFA 13. The next piece of FIFA 13 career mode info is the fact that now when you're playing in games, you have in-match live score updates. So pretty much is, so I'm Liverpool and I'm going up against Arsenal. Liverpool are beating Arsenal 8-2, and suddenly I get this this live score update saying that Man City has just scored against QPR in the 94th minute to win the Premier League, or something like that. You guys kind of get the drift, okay? So one of the examples that was actually given to us by a FIFA Soccer blog, I'll actually link the entire article down below because they've written this out absolutely perfectly and it's all crystal clear. So I think you guys will really appreciate a really good article on the new FIFA 13 career modes. But anyways, back to it. So an example is Shreves will go goal at Anfield. Clint Dempsey has just scored a brilliant free kick to make it 2-1 in the 73rd minute, and Tyler will respond saying like, thanks Jeff. And their interaction seems to be really strong, and I think when you can get good chemistry between commentators within a game, that makes for a much more pleasant experience. And I'm hoping that there's a lot more of that sort of interaction between the two commentators, because it could create quite a lot of banter and just make the game a whole lot better itself. Next up, we now have player stories. So what this is pretty much is the fact that now there's going to be regular instant feedback based on the manager's decision. So for example, let's say I decide not to play Ronaldo because he's just giving me a bit of lip. I'm not enjoying him being on the pitch. So I decide I'm going to keep him out. And he can express to you the fact that he's really unhappy. Just all that sort of thing. Another thing is that that you can have these huge long sagas, I suppose. You know, you have like the Cesc Fabregas saga when he was at Arsenal, but he really did want to move to Barcelona and things like that. So now you can have where you know, if a team goes through a really bad run of results, you know, you might have to sell or buy a key player, and just all these news stories start popping up about you know, will he want to leave, all this sort of thing, and just really create quite a lot of hype behind it. The next sort of big thing they've added to FIFA 13 career mode is the Be a Player. So whether you've chosen your virtual pro or otherwise, kind of sets, you know, what they'll do is they'll set certain season objectives, or over a certain run of games they'll give you objectives that you have to complete, and you know, depending on whether you're a forward, midfielder, defender, etc., that'll shape what those certain objectives are. So I'd imagine it's more of like, if you're a forward, we'd like you to score 30 plus goals this season, and I understand obviously that's a lot, but that's just the sort of example I'd imagine. You know, if you're a midfielder, you know, we'd like to see 15 plus assists from you this season, and just those sort of objectives. And I think that will really, you know, I'm a big fan of Be a Pro, and I honestly wish they utilized it a lot more in general across the whole of FIFA. But you know, these sort of small steps forward, I suppose, are in the right direction, and these sort of objectives are what I'm looking for, and I think it will make for a lot more fun when you're using your player within this team. Not only will you have these you know, these season-long objectives, you'll also have objectives for the next 4 games, and those will consist of like a pass to tackle, completion percentage, clean sheets, goals, you know, all those sort of things. And you know, that's always fun, especially when they're over short periods of time. You know, you can aim for a certain figure, and I think those sort of things are exactly what FIFA 13 career mode needs. Another big thing is with your player, if you're unhappy at a club and you're not getting the game time that you want, you're not, you know, and the team just isn't performing well, but you feel as though you're a solid player, then if you're unhappy, you have the option to go and request a transfer, or even request a loan to gain more match experience at a different club. And those are 2 really awesome things that I think will work really, really well, is the fact that you can now be like, screw this, I'm out of here, you know, I'm off to Real Madrid, or, you know, you guys get the drift, something along those lines. So another big thing is, though, with your virtual pro, is you want to make sure, you know, if you do go for a transfer request and you do get signed for Real Madrid, if you're not good enough, or I don't want to say you're not good enough, but if your virtual pro isn't highly rated enough to get a first team star, or even on the sub bench, then chances are you're not going to even you're going to have to be loaned out to a different club for more match experience, and that's automatically done through the manager's decision, and that is awesome. I think that's really, really cool, is the fact that, you know, the managers are now a little bit more intelligent when you go to these different clubs as far as your manager goes. You know, you can send them out to a different club, gain some match experience, come back a higher rated player, and all things are good, you know what I mean? So that side of things is really awesome, and I think the Be a Player integration into career mode has really been stepped up a level, and I'm excited to see how that all pans out. From more of a manager's perspective, we have now the manager's office. This is a new part of FIFA 13 FIFA 13 career mode, and what it is now, you can go to the jobs board, and just during the middle of the season you can see what jobs are available, and if you really wanted, you could just leave the current job you're at and go to a new one via the job board, and that will make for some really interesting things. Hopefully the CPU do similar things, so you get these news stories that you know, certain managers have left mid-season for a new club because of the money, or just, you know, whatever. I think, you know, if EA can go about that correctly, I think it can make for some really interesting careers or seasons, I suppose. And another big thing is that now your manager actually appears on the touchline in these matches. Obviously this is based on your certain customization options, which you can choose at the start of career mode. The final big thing that has appeared in the new FIFA 13 career mode is the new transfer negotiation system. So what EA have done is completely rewritten the entire script, I suppose, the entire coding for the transfer system, and just completely redone it for FIFA 13. And now there's a whole bunch of ways you can go about you know, buying new players. So one of them is now you can offer a player and cash for a player as well. So say, for example, one of the current things going around right now is let's just make a complete you know, fake example here: Modric plus 30 million for Ronaldo. put that in there just as a complete example. Those are the sort of things you guys can do now. Another big thing is you guys can request to loan a certain player, but also have the ability to buy them at the end of the season. So you can take on Andy Carroll for your season loan, and if he's performed extremely well for you, you are more than welcome to buy him at the end of it. Another example is counter offering. That's a new thing in FIFA 13 career mode. So say I'm kind of running out of players to make examples here. Lukaku is offered to Manchester United for 30 million. They bid 30 million. Chelsea can turn around and request, I want 40 million for him. And all these sort of things, you know, you can just do all that sort of things. Manchester United, you know, it can go back and forth, and that's what I'm really excited to see, is that kind of the negotiation sides are finally coming out. And another thing is, when you're trying to sign a player, you have the option to choose whether they're going to be an important player, a crucial player, a star player, a future player, you know, all these sort of different things, so that when you make these certain offers to the players, it kind of, you know, depending on what role they might be at your club, can depend whether the player actually decides to sign for you. And I think that's going to be pretty cool. You know, Football Manager has been a game that I've played just so much, and I absolutely love that game. And it's nice to see that FIFA 13 are starting to catch on to the nitty gritty of the career mode, and I'm really excited to see, you know, if it's going to turn out really well in FIFA 13 career mode. And honestly, for EA's sake, I really hope it does, because from what I've seen from these new features, it could be a really good hit. But again, there's a few things that I'd like to see, but I'm not here to moan or anything like that, or add my part, because it's clear career mode has already been set. Everything is done for career mode, and I'm just excited for it for FIFA 13, and I can't wait. And I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on the new features that are coming in on FIFA 13. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching this. I hope you all did enjoy it, and if you did, then leaving a like is much appreciated. Also, huge thanks for 80,000 subscribers. That is a crazy number. And yeah, guys, if you want, you can subscribe for more FIFA 13 news, which should be coming up pretty soon. And yeah, guys, if you want to see that skill games reviews type thing, then let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye.